This is probably the last day of my life. I've been taking the knee to societal pressures, internal villains, external villains, and now I've decided that I am the villain. I caught a man with my wife. I've known for a while. When I was younger, and I'm not proud to say this, but I feel like it's an essential part of the story, but when I was younger, I was called deviant. I was called deviant by hypocrites. I knew they were hypocrites. I liked different things. So when I knew this man was getting into the sack with my wife, I was deviant. I was a voyeur. I got off on it. It was in another building with binoculars. I wanted to study my reactions. On the one hand, it's total rage. On the other hand, I'm a deviant, so I kind of enjoyed it. And that created such an internal pressure. I didn't know what to do. Was I gonna go after the guy? Or was I gonna sit there and keep, you know what you do when you look through binoculars into the window at your wife shagging another man? It was quite a thrill. And then I had to heal. I had to heal my childhood wounds and say, you know what? The time for deviance is over. That was hard. And then I had to kind of bracket that deviance and then focus on my rage. That was hard. Everything was hard. But I wanted to be free. I didn't want to jack off to some man shagging my wife. Didn't want to sit there boiling with rage. And I felt stupid. I felt stupid posing as a janitor in that other freaking office building so I could get into that room and stare through the window at my wife. I felt stupid. So there was horniness, deviance, stupidity, and rage. And then just confusion. And remember, getting to the point where I didn't know what I was going to do, and I just got up and I was just walking around half naked in this empty office space. See, people think that there's freedom in deviance, but there isn't. There's only freedom and deviance relative to Puritan norms. And after a while, it's like, I don't care that I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel against that bullshit over there. I want to be free. So you drop deviance. There's something inside you that knows. I knew deviance was not the ticket. And so in that moment, I had to heal. I came face to face with my own deviance. And the monster. I wanted to punch a hole in the wall, but it was a new office space, and if I punched a hole in the wall, maybe my fist would come out in someone's head, sitting at their office desk on the other side. I'm sorry, I'm just getting out my rage because I'm a deviant and I'm staring at my wife shagging another man. Excuse me while we go back to our scheduled programming. So now, I'm just contemplating, innocently. I've healed my deviance. I'd like to think that I healed my rage, the monster, but I don't know that I have. I am tired of these societal norms that says I have to heal everything, you know? Maybe I don't want to heal. Maybe I just want to be a monster. Maybe that's the real fear. Is that I'm a monster. I saw some psychological dude, some ufologist dude. He was the same guy. He said, we don't really have an unconscious when we get rid of fear. And that Freudian notion is just not true. Not true. Do I have an unconscious? Is that where the rage is coming from? But I have a monster. I mean, is that deviance staring through binoculars in an empty office space also a monster? I don't think so. Is me wanting to put a bullet in this guy's head also a monster? I mean, or am I really angry at my wife and I just can't handle the fact that I'm really just angry at her? Why be angry at the man? I don't know the guy doesn't know me. But my wife? Maybe this rage is just my repressed sadness that I've been betrayed. But have I been betrayed, or did I betray? Who betrayed who? Why would my wife seek comfort in another man unless I'd already betrayed her? But did I betray her first, or did she betray me, which is what caused me to betray her? Where does it start? Everybody's betraying everybody. There's no way out. I just wanted everything to be according to my plan. Wanting my wife to behave in a certain way every day. Maybe I got a little oppressive. I've been known to be totalitarian at times. Arguably. I am being totalitarian now. Deciding the fate of another human being or two. I don't want to betray anybody. I think taking out my rage may be a form of betrayal of myself. And I just walk away and close the door to this office space, which kind of reminds me of those perches you see in the forest where people just hang out with a rifle and shoot deer. Who am I really betraying here? If my wife wants to shag another man, let her shag another man. Because if I take her out, take him out, I'm gonna be taken out. I'm gonna be in prison. Do I want that? That's some serious deviance. Do I really want that? Is that what my shadow wants? Is deviance in prison for the rest of my life? Who's betraying who? And what I'm gonna do with this rage of being betrayed, how I'm gonna heal that without creating a more vicious monster inside, deep in the basement. How am I gonna do that? I've gotta go out now, put on some pants, and zip them up, walk around town, acting like I'm a normal guy. I'm not. You can tell that just listening to me. You can tell I'm not normal. But I aspire to be normal. I aspire to be healed. Don't want any monsters in the basement, but they are there. And I'm thinking to myself, how can I be healthy? Ow! I've got monsters downstairs drinking wine out of age-old casks. They're drunk with rage at myself. I'm being cocked. Now, of course, it seems like I'm being cocked by my wife. With Mr. Shags over there. But I'm being cocked by me, which is why she's cucking me. And maybe she's cucking herself. Everybody's cucking everybody. How do I live my life without cucking myself? That's the question. To cuck or not to cuck? That is the question. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous cuckoldry. So, here's my takeaway. Everything's gotta have a takeaway, right? Corporatese has a hegemony over all discourse. I've got to have a takeaway. What is my takeaway today? My takeaway today is that I have healed my deviance. I realized can't be looking through the office window with binoculars at my wife and another man. I've healed that. I'm not deviant anymore. Ergo, I'm not going to prison so I can get more deviance. I have learned that I betrayed myself, which is why my wife betrayed me, and therefore I'm not going to do anything untoward toward this man and this woman. Therefore, I am not going to do anything untoward toward myself. Doing something bad to them is doing something bad to me. Now I have to go and be healthy with my rage. So I'm going to develop a healthy relationship with my rage. And yet people are going to look at me stomping about town in my Crocs and in my tights, because I wear tights. It's really long johns. I wear long johns because I have an affinity for Shakespeare. And I don't want to wear tights. I want to wear long johns. People can't tell the difference. They just think I'm wearing tights. Of course, I give a soliloquy here and there just to cover the bases. You heard me earlier with Hamlet. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to betray the rage. I'm going to develop a healthy relationship with the monster in the basement. Until I become the monster. In the basement,